So, students, let us discuss some more agile processes. With we have discussed about extreme programming in our last video lecture. Some agile processes model that have been proposed and are used in across industry are called Scrum, DSSD, Agile Modeling, or Agile Unified Process. So in this video, we are going to focus only on the Scrum based agile model. We are not going to discuss about these three type of agile process. If you want to learn about DSSD, agile modeling on agile unified process, you can comment in the video section, and we will create more videos about these three as well model. Let us now start about what is a Scrum based agile process. So a Scrum agile process model, as the name suggests, if you know what is Scrum, what if you have played rugby, the Scrum word is been coined from that particular event or particular task that is being done by the rugby players. The name is derived from an activity that occurs during the rugby match. You are mostly, you have seen when they start a rugby match, they all are focused towards one single event, that is picking up the ball, throwing it to the in your team, and then running it towards the goalpost. Okay, so it's a Scrum is an agile process of development a software very efficiently and economical softwares. Scrum emphasizes the use of a set of software process patterns that have been proven effective for the projects with tight timelines, changing requirements, and business criticality. That means it will also have everything in place what we have developed in the previous scenarios or previous process models like RAD and and the spiral model. We consider RAD as a very good model for when we have a time constraint on our head, and then we know when we change the requirement are changing, we go for either prototype or we go to spiral model. And there is something called business criticality as well, in which sometimes you need to do certain compromises. Sometimes you need to reshuffle the order of the requirements. Sometimes you have to drop a requirement. You have to adjust one of the requirements. These are called the business criticality. All these things it actually goes along with this agile process. So agile process actually is a very user centric model. Okay, so the details can be there in the books, but as of now we will see a short concise diagram which actually defines, it tells you about what is the Scrum agile process workflow. Okay. We start with something called product backlog here. The product backlog generally means is a prioritized product features desired by the customer. So the customer tells us that we want a certain set of features, and each feature might have different functionalities. So this is the feature one, this is the feature two, and this is the feature three. So what you do, you prioritize it. You prioritize it by one, two, or three, right? This is the priority that you've given, and this is the highest priority. Suppose say zero. This is the highest priority you have given. So you have picked up a highest priority a set of data features from the product backlog. So product backlog actually has the set of features that you lined up as per the customer has given to you in a priority list. Right now, out of this, let's set of n product backlog. You pick the highest priority based uh, product backlog. Okay, which is known as the sprint backlog. This is known as a sprint backlog. The sprint backlog generally features are assigned to the sprint. So now these set of features are assigned to the sprint. You know what is sprint? A sprinter is a person who runs, is an athlete who runs very fast. Okay, he has to run 100 meters in 9 seconds. Usain Bolt, right? This is one of the sprinter who run 100 meters in say 9 seconds. So the thing is, once you have picked up a feature set, you don't have time to waste. You don't have time to think about it. Think about. I don't mean that you don't think. The thing is, you don't spend too much time thinking about a particular solution. You are so experienced that you actually see the requirement. You know what the thing has to be done, and you might stuck at certain positions, certain problems, but you resolve it very quickly. This is what I mean. So this is known as sprint backlog. The sprint backlog I actually is item has been expanded here. So at least you know these are the set of elements that belong to this set of sprint backlog. So now you unpack all the feature elements, and then you may create teams, and the teams can work on certain different items that are part of the feature list. Okay, somebody is working on item A, the other team is working on item B, the other person is working on item C. So but that thing is, you only has 30 days time in which you go and develop the complete sprint, and you develop a particular feature, right? And within this 30 days you have 24 hours to work on certain jobs, right? 30 days and 24 hours. This is the maximum limit for a single sprint. So what you do in this 30 days and 24 hours, you actually have something called a scrum meeting. These scrums are the short meetings that you actually do. This meeting actually lasts for 15-minute daily meeting, and in this daily meeting, sometime what three these general three questions that is going to ask. This, what did you do since the last scrum meeting? So you have, in the initial part, you are assigned a certain set of features. Like this, you have been assigned certain features, each person has been assigned a different feature. Now you need to tell in the next day that what have you done since the last meeting. You have spent a certain time, you have found, you understand the features, you have done certain thing, or you are stuck at certain points. You have to assess all these things, and you come up prepared for the next 15-day meeting. Now you can only ask, do you have any obstacles, do you feel any problems? Because I don't want you to stuck at for a longer period of time on a certain issue, right? Because you have 30 days time for a sprint, so I cannot exceed the time. So I have to assess each day what are the problems and how you're going to resolve it. So what will you do before the next meeting? So this third question tells that if you have any obstacles, you know the solutions or not. If you don't know the solutions, I will propose a new plan for you, or I will take the solution as a spike solution and develop prototypes for this. So it might be the case. So once you are done with this, and this type of meeting generally is, we have shown here is a common meeting room sitting here. Sometimes it's called stand-up meetings also. This is known as only stand-up meetings. What are stand-up meetings? Stand-up meeting means you are sitting at your desk somewhere here, and other person sitting somewhere here, and third person sitting somewhere here. This is the person who is doing with the features A. This is the person who is doing with feature B, and this is the student, the person who is doing with feature C. And you have a manager sitting here, right? M. Now he might call you in a meeting room and discuss it with the team like this, or he may ask you at the same time, stand up from your desk wherever you are sitting and tell me the status. Okay, you will, this person has done his work, so he will explain his work, and these three questions is sit downs, right? Then this person will explain his work and sit down, and this person will explain and he will sit down. So this manager will get the update in 15 minutes. Don't waste time walking towards the common room, sitting there, gossiping it, and come back. We don't do this in extreme programming activities. We actually don't do in any agile process. So what we do, we can have a stand-up meeting where you stand up from your desk where you were sitting and participate in the meeting, and sit down when your part is done. So once you are done with all these things, this Scrum part and 30 days are over, then you actually come out with something which is known as new functionality is demonstrated at the end of the sprint. So at the end of the sprint, you are going to demonstrate this particular functionality to the customer. So this was a small demonstration or the diagram which actually tells you what is a Scrum based process model. Now we actually can explain what is the different aspects, what's the different uh, what are the different type of models, like what are the different type of things that are part of the scrum. That one is called as backlog. So backlog generally is the prioritized list of projects, requirements or features that provide business values for a customer. Sprint consists of a work unit that are required to achieve a requirement defined in a backlog. It is a time boxed because it is a 30 days period, and changes are not introduced during the sprint. So if I have taken certain elements of data in a sprint, right? Now, if the customer says, no, 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 don't want to go with this requirement and I want to change the requirement. When the sprint has started, it will not interrupted. It will not be interrupted. It will be at the end of the sprint. You will demonstrate certain thing. If something new comes in between, you will take it in the priority order in the next sprint. Then sprint meeting are shortly a short 15 minutes meeting held daily by the Scrum team and demos that deliver the software increment to the customer so that the functionality that has been implemented can be demonstrated and evaluated by the customer itself. So these are certain important points that go along with the Scrum based software development. You should know all these points, and you should also know what is this diagram all about. So keep in mind this diagram. If you know the diagram, you will actually know what these features, what these terms mean to you. Thank you very much. And this was all about the agile process that we have discussed. We will be starting with the requirement engineering in the upcoming next video.